Good morning children, welcome to your economics class. Well students, so far we have discussed about the various social indicators which are used by the social scientist. In our last class we did a revision on the topic of social exclusion and vulnerability, which are the two most important social indicators of poverty. So students, what is social exclusion? Social exclusion, it is a process through which poor people are excluded from the society. They are deprived of enjoying the various benefits, facilities and opportunities that the better of people in the society enjoy. They are made to live in a poor surrounding with the other poor people. And we also discussed about the concept of vulnerability, which is another important social indicator of poverty. So vulnerability is the probability or the chance of getting exposed to certain danger. So students, in the context of poverty, vulnerability indicates the greater probability or the greater chances of people of a certain community or of individual people of becoming or of remaining poor in the coming future. Okay, and vulnerable people have lesser options before them in terms of education, in terms of health, in terms of job and any other opportunities. And whenever bad times come, it is the vulnerable people who are more affected than the other people. For example, in the recent lockdown which took place, it was the vulnerable category of people who were the most affected. There were three categories of people: the regular salaried people, then the business persons and the daily wage earners. And who were the most affected ones? The daily wage earners, isn't it? Because their work life was completely stopped. So in this case, the vulnerable people are the daily wage earners. Okay, so students, these are the two important indicators of poverty, even though there are various other social indicators like illiteracy level, then lack of general resistance due to malnutrition, then lack of proper sanitation, lack of safe drinking water, then lack of access to healthcare, education, etc. All right. So students, today in this video I am going to discuss with you all some extra questions from the chapter Poverty as a Challenge. In our last class I asked you all to tell me if you have any doubts regarding the previous two chapters which are going to come in your term 1, but since no one gave me any of their doubts, so I am going to give you these questions to you all instead of clearing off your doubts. So if you have any doubts, you can tell me your doubts in our next class, which is going to be a live class. Okay, so students, see the first question. What is the most difficult challenge faced by independent India? So this is just for 1 mark, so the answer will be poverty. Okay, to overcome poverty or to eradicate poverty has been the most difficult challenge which has been faced by independent India. All right. Then the second question, what is the major reason behind huge income inequalities? So students, in India we all know that the major occupation or the predominant occupation is agriculture. Around 75% of the people in India are in fact engaged in agriculture or farming. Okay, so that means most of the inequality which took place, it is somehow related with the occupational structure, which is agriculture in India. So students, and the most important thing which we need for agriculture, it is land. So the major reason behind huge income inequalities in India is the unequal distribution of land and other resources. Okay, so your answer for question number 2 will be inequality in the distribution of land and other resources. Then see the third question, who advocated that India would be truly independent only when the poorest of its people become free of human suffering? So students, this particular idea was advocated by Mahatma Gandhi. Okay, so you write Mahatma Gandhi. Then question number 4, what is mass poverty? So students, we all know what poverty is. Poverty is the inability of a person to access the basic needs. But when we say mass poverty, mass means the public, a large section of people. Okay, so mass poverty is a situation in which a large section of people are not able to access their basic needs, or when a large majority of the population is suffering from poverty. All right. Then question number 5, state 2 consequences of poverty. Well students, in this question there is no fixed answer that you have to write only these 2 points. There are various consequences of poverty. Poverty leads to unemployment, then poverty leads to slow economic growth, then poverty leads to an increase in the crime rates, poverty leads to illiteracy, poverty leads to malnutrition. So any 2 consequences you have to write, but please make sure that you write it in a proper sentence. Okay. Then you see question number 6, poverty is a curse upon humanity. Explain. So students, this particular sentence, poverty is a curse upon humanity, what does it depict? It depicts the ill effects of poverty, the bad effects that poverty can bring. Okay, so you have to write what happens when people are poor, what are the bad things which take place. Okay, so you can write the first point as when people are poor, they do not even have a roof over their head to protect them from heat, from sun, from cold, from rain, etc. Okay, and then poor people are not able to afford even the bare minimum necessities of their life. For example, food, clothes, then shoes, then soap, oil, etc. Okay, these are the minimum things which every person require in their life. Okay, but poverty deprives the people of these bare minimum necessities. Then the third point you can write, poor people most of the time they suffer from various diseases like TB, cancer, then arthritis, etc. And even when they fall ill, they cannot afford to go and see a doctor. Okay, so this is your third point. And another point you can write, when people are poor, it leads to increasing indebtedness. Now what is indebtedness? I think you all know the term debt, D-E-B-T. So that means some kind of borrowings. Okay, it is a kind of loan which people take. So when poor people take a loan, or when poor people borrow money from the other people, there are very high chances that they are not able to return the money. Okay, they may not be able to return the money. So what happens when you take a loan and when you are not able to return or repay the money, the burden of the loan, it will go on increasing, isn't it? Why? Because the interest will be added every time you are unable to pay the loan. Okay, so the interest will go on to add, and the amount will become a higher amount day by day. So as a result, since poor people do not have savings also, they are not able to repay the loan or the borrowings. As a result, it leads to a situation of indebtedness. INDEBTEDNESS, indebtedness. All right, so I have given you 4 points. You can write any other point, but make sure that you at least write 3 points, since the question is for 3 marks. Okay, now see question number 7. Every 4th person in India is poor. Substantiate the given statement. So students, every 4th person in India is poor. That means this particular sentence is trying to highlight how problematic the situation of poverty in India is, how difficult in India, or how big the problem of poverty in India is. Okay, so in India we all know that every 4th person is poor. Around 270 million people, which is approximately 27 crore people in India, is poor. In fact, India is one such country which has got the single largest concentration of poor people. In our daily life, when we go out of our house, we see poor people everywhere. It can be in the form of landless laborers, it can be in the form of daily wage earners, it can be in the form of people who are dwelling in the slum areas, in the unhygienic conditions, in the overcrowded cities, living in the juggies, etc. Okay, so this is what you have to write. You need to support your answer with the facts and figures. 270 million, 27 crore, so all these things you have to write. Okay, Then see the last question, how is vulnerability determined? So students, we all know how vulnerability is determined. Vulnerability is determined by the number of options which are available to the poor people in terms of health, education, job and other opportunities. It is also determined by the extent of probability that poor people have in terms of becoming or remaining poor in the coming future. Okay, vulnerability is determined by the extent of the probability or the chances of the poor people becoming or remaining poor in their future. Okay, so kindly frame your answers nicely, and just in case you have any doubt, do let me know. All right, so students, kindly do these questions and you need to submit it. Tomorrow you can submit because there are 8 questions and you will require time, so you can submit it by tomorrow. All right, thank you, have a nice day.